Now, let us have understanding of something, a new concept. Before I proceed for that concept, just would like to give you some basic explanation like this. That I was just doing like just trying to know that say what are the interest rates all over the world. So just making an inquiry, rate of interest in Japan. So just making an inquiry regarding the rate of interest in Japan. And we can see something like this. The rate of interest is 0.1 percentage. We can see that say it is the rate of interest is very less over there. So I'm reading something like this. The Bank of Japan has left its key short-term interest rate unchanged at negative 0.1 percentage and maintained the target of the 10 years Japanese government bond yield at around 0 percentage during its April meeting. So just something like this I was referring. So the time when I was referring the rate of interest, the yen currency rate of interest was 1 percentage. And then recently I had gone to State Bank of India, that is in rupee currency, the rate of interest was like something like 6 percentage. Okay. Like I found the rate of interest like this. For yen currency, it is 1 percentage, and for State Bank of India, it is 6 percentage. So, like I was just referring to these two things, and immediately something like this strike in my mind. I thought that say, let me borrow in yen currency and let me make investment in rupee currency. Why? Because 1% is lower than 6 percentage. So by applying common sense, what I thought that say let me borrow at the lower rate and let me invest at the higher rate. And with that I will be able to make gain. I want you to tell me that whether like this the gain is possible. I just want to repeat my question. My question is that by doing like this, in a way that's the borrowing at 1 percentage in yen currency and investing at 6 percentage in India, whether I will be able to make a profit or not. That is my question. Friends, over here when we are understanding the theory, at that time we make an assumption that say we are permitted to do any transaction all over the world. There is no restriction in form of the doing transaction. That is what we understand. Chalo. The answer is over here. We understand that say the answer is that say no, I will not be able to make a profit like this. If at all we can make a profit like this, then in that case, why should I pass my CA examination? After passing my CA examination, why should I work for so many hours? It is not possible for anybody to make money like this. We understand that say, if at all you do a transaction like this and you are able to make a gain, then in that case it is like the risk which is there. Why? Because we understand that say the exchange rate fluctuation will be considered over here. Theoretically, now listen carefully what I am going to speak. Theoretically, it is said that the exchange rate will take care of this difference in the exchange rate. Exchange rate will take care of this difference in exchange rate. Full stop. In a way, that's what happens, friends, that the exchange rate will change in such a way so that by doing like this, I will not be able to make profit. Further, we understand like this. Suppose I am considering that on 1st of January, let me borrow yen, convert yen into rupees, invest rupees, and today itself, let me enter into a forward contract for 31st of December for conversion of rupees into yen. Suppose I am considering something like this, and with that I want to make a profit. Is it possible? The answer is again no. In a way that say always the forward exchange rate will be adjusted in such a way so as to take care of this difference in the exchange rate. And that is what say we are going to learn over here, and it is given a name as interest rate parity theorem. It is given a name as interest rate parity theorem. In a way that the forward exchange rate will always be adjusted in such a way so that the difference in the rate of interest will be adjusted in forward exchange rate. So write down a note for this before we proceed further. Heading is interest rate parity theorem. In bracket I am writing IRPT. In the write down first point, interest rates all over the world, comma, for different currencies are different. Full stop. Second point, considering that there is no exchange control slash restriction full stop, one currency can be converted into another without any restriction. Comma, exchange rate must be adjusted to take care of difference in rate of interest. Full stop. Third point, apparently for the purpose of making a profit, comma, we can borrow at the rate lower rate of interest and we can invest at the rate higher rate of interest. For the purpose of making profit. Full stop. However, it is not possible because exchange rate will change to take care of interest differential. Full stop. So now we are going to understand the calculation of the exchange rate using interest rate parity theorem. In a way that we understand like this. Listen carefully. First of all, we are going to understand that what is the forward exchange rate which a bank should give to anyone so that anyone cannot make a profit by doing this transaction. We understand that say, if at all I am thinking like this, let's say, let me enter into the transaction for borrow yen, sell yen, purchase rupees, invest rupees. So these are the transactions which are entered upon today, and then I do the forward contract for conversion of rupees into yen, and then I make repayment of loan. And with that, say I am trying to make a profit. So the forward exchange rate is supposed to be quoted in such a way so that anybody cannot make a risk-free profit like this. That is the way we are going to have the understanding of the determination of the forward exchange rate using interest rate parity theorem. What should be the forward exchange rate considering the interest differential so that nobody would be able to make an amount of risk-free profit like this? That is what the first thing that we are going to have understanding over here. So we understand that we are going to understand that what should be the forward exchange rate so that you will not be able to make a profit by entering into the transactions like this. Dear students, theoretically, if at all you are able to make a profit by doing these transactions in which you borrow today in one currency, you make investment in other currency, you enter into the forward contract for conversion of this currency into the currency in which you have borrowed funds, and then if at all you have some amount of the surplus, then theoretically it is given a name as arbitrage opportunity. Theoretically it is given a name as arbitrage opportunity. And we understand that saying arbitrage opportunity exists only in theory. Arbitrage opportunity does not exist practically. This is what we understand. So we understand that the practically arbitrage does not exist. If at all there is a situation of arbitrage, then the market participants will make sure that such transactions will be entered upon so that there will not be any arbitrage opportunity in the market. The term arbitrage stands for risk-free opportunity of making profit. Risk-free opportunity of making profit. It means that you don't have any risk when you enter into a certain set of the transactions, and it will surely give a gain only to you. However, that does not exist practically. In order to make the computation of, listen carefully, in order to make the computation of forward exchange rate as per interest rate parity theorem, first of all, we are going to understand what cannot be the forward exchange rate. First of all, we are going to understand what cannot be the forward exchange rate. How can we have a concept like what cannot be a forward exchange rate? A situation in which the arbitrage exists is considered to be a situation that does not exist practically. So first of all, we are going to understand that which kind of situation cannot exist in the market, and then we are going to understand that how to determine the forward exchange rate as per IRPT so that any opportunity of the arbitrage will no longer be available in the market. This is what we are going to understand.